Morning all. All right, so we got 13 games tonight in the NHL, starting with 6 at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific, and then an hour later we got 4 more starting up. So 10 games on at the same time. All right, and then there's 3 late games as well, including a 7:30 start in California, and you guys know what that means. It goes to overtime or a shootout. Probably a shootout. So, and San Jose's had a lot of shootouts already this year and overtime games. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between Calgary and Tampa. This is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again in Calgary on January 21st. Calgary's 7-6-2 on the season. Lindholm has been part of the turnaround they've had their last couple of games. 6 goals, 7 assists for Lindholm, and if he gets things going, that helps. Ritchie is a player that I like quite a bit. He does get key goals here and there. 4 goals, 2 assists for Ritchie. On the Tampa Bay side, 9-6-1 is their overall record. Point with 6 goals, 10 assists. He is so reliable. He is so just point per game. His name's Point, so sure. Stamkos, 8 goals, 9 assists, 17 points. And for Stamkos, he had a great start to the season goal-scoring-wise. Went cold for a bit, but he got a goal his last game, so it's possible we're going to see him heat up again. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between Colorado and Carolina, so Carolina Garb and all that. November 12th, of course, they won in Denver. The Colorado Avalanche did 4-1. And that was a pretty dominant game by Colorado. I'm looking for Carolina to have a bounce back tonight. Colorado's 8-5-1 on the season. Lehkonen, 4 goals, 6 assists for 10 points. Has been prominent recently for them. Rantanen is always prominent. 11 goals, 14 assists, 25 points. He may very well get to 100 points this year. That would be remarkable. On the Carolina side, they're 10-5-1. Svechnikov having the kind of goal-scoring season we envisioned for him ages ago. 12 goals, 6 assists, 18 points. Stahl, 4 goals, 3 assists, 7 points. Excellent two-way forward, good on face-offs, and any points you get out of him are a bonus. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between Dallas and Florida. First of 2 meetings, they'll meet again on January 8th. For Dallas, 9-5-2 is their overall record. Pavelski, 9 goals, 10 assists for 19 points. So for Pavelski, it just feels like he gets better as he gets older. Sagan, 3 goals, 8 assists, 11 points. He's been better lately. He's finally starting to produce the way that I think the team hopes he does for the rest of the season. Florida, 9-6-1 on the season overall. Bennett's picked up his scoring recently. 5 goals, 5 assists for him. Tkachuk, 5 goals, 15 assists for 20 points. Tkachuk's been an absolute beast for them and may very well reach 100 points himself. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between the Montreal Canadiens and the Columbus Blue Jackets. First of 3 meetings. They'll meet again November 23rd and March 25th. So for Montreal, 8-7-1 is the record. Dvorak, 3 goals, 3 assists, 6 points. More prominent than you would think for a player with just the 6 points so far, so he's going to get points at some points. Could be tonight. Kirby Dach, 4 goals, 10 assists, 14 points for him. Absolutely amazing run for Dach recently, and he fits in really well with Sagan and Caulfield. It's a fun line to have out there. On the Columbus side, they're 5-9-1. Jenner's been having some fun himself lately. He's up to 6 goals now to go with 4 assists for 10 points. Nyquist, slow start for him. 2 goals, 4 assists, 6 points. He's overdue for a goal. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start for the New Jersey Devils against the Toronto Maple Leafs. The New Jersey Devils are going for 11 wins in a row. This is the first of 3 meetings. They'll meet again November 23rd and March 7th. New Jersey is 13-3. Hischier, 8 goals, 9 assists, 17 points. So for Hischier, it's been a remarkable start to the season. Wood, 6 goals, 3 assists, 9 points. He's been prominent throughout the most recent 5 games of the 10-game winning streak. Toronto, 9-5-3 is their overall record. Matthews has been getting it together lately. 7 goals, 10 assists, 17 points. And I do see posts online about, well, there's this many goal scorers ahead of Matthews this man. It's like, he'll get it together. Goal scorers are usually pretty streaky. Tavares, 9 goals, 9 assists, 18 points. Now that he's past that 400 goal threshold, I would imagine the goal scoring will be a little easier because he's past that milestone now. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between the Philadelphia Flyers and the Boston Bruins. These teams are going in opposite directions. First of 3 meetings, they'll meet again January 16th and April 9th. Philadelphia, 7-6-3, but they've won only 3 of their last 10. Kevin Hayes, 4 goals, 12 assists, 16 points. Been very solid for them in recent games. Tippett's been good too, but he doesn't have any puck luck. He's at 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points. That puck luck turns around, he'd have, double the goals at least. 14-2 is the record for Boston. It's ridiculous. Lindholm's a big part of it. 4 goals, 13 assists, 17 points. Just absolutely remarkable run by Lindholm. And Foligno, 3 goals, 4 assists for 7 points. Pretty good for a player who was on waivers and cleared waivers as well before the season started. I think Foligno's been quite good for Boston. 8 Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific start between Anaheim and Winnipeg. This is the first of 3 meetings. They'll meet again on December 4th as well as March 23rd. For Anaheim, they're 5-10-1. None of those wins are in regulation. They're all in overtime or shootouts. Zegras, 7 goals, 8 assists, 15 points. Absolutely is their star forward and would expect him to try something highlight reel in Winnipeg tonight. McTavish, 2 goals, 6 assists for 8 points. He's one, too, that's more prominent than you would think for a guy who just has 2 goals. The goals will come. On the Winnipeg side, they're 9-4-1 on the season. Dubois, 7 goals, 5 assists, 12 points. All of the talk about, well, he doesn't want to be in Winnipeg. He wants to go to Montreal. That all seems to be gone right now. The 7 goals, 5 assists start, the 12-point start that he's off to, which is a pretty good one. Might have silenced some people, or at least it's a distraction. Perfetti, 3 goals, 5 assists, 8 points. One of the depth scorers in Winnipeg who's doing a pretty good job. It is an overlooked part of the game at times is what the depth scorers are doing. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific start between the Islanders and the Nashville Predators. First of 2 meetings. They'll meet again on December 2nd. For the Islanders, they're 11-6 overall. Barzal continues to be a story for the fact he's got 18 assists. No goals, but 18 assists. He's on pace for more than an assist per game for like 90 assists and no goals. Lee, 8 goals, 8 assists, 16 points for Anders Lee. He's hitting the net, no problem. On the Nashville side, they're 7-8-1. Duchesne hasn't hit the net as much as he'd like. 4 goals, 9 assists, 13 points for him. I do expect a goal or 2 from him soon. Niederreiter has picked it up again after what was a fast start and then a bit of a plateau there where he just wasn't getting the goals. 7 goals, 2 assists, 9 points for him thus far this year. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific start between Pittsburgh and Minnesota. Should be an interesting meeting here. The first of 2, they'll meet again on April 6th. That'll be in Pittsburgh. The Penguins are 6-7-3 and have to play some desperate hockey. This is a season that could absolutely get away from them. They've only won 6 out of 16. Zucker, 4 goals, 10 assists for him. And he's been prominent in the games he's played. And so we'll see tonight if he can get a goal or 2. Crosby is, of course, Sidney Crosby, one of the best players in hockey history. 7 goals, 10 assists, 17 points for Crosby. On the Minnesota side, they're 7-7-2. They're looking to get above 500 again. They can't get to 2 games above 500. Boldy, 6 goals, 5 assists, 11 points for him on the season. It's cooled off a bit in recent games. Kaprizov just doesn't. He's immune to that. 10 goals, 8 assists, 18 points for Kaprizov as he continues to just tear up the league. 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific start between the Washington Capitals and the very streaky St. Louis Blues, who can't decide whether they're great or they're awful. And based on their winning streaks and losing streaks, the answer is yes. So for Washington, this first of 2 meetings, they'll meet again on March 17th, St. Patrick's Day in Washington. For the Caps, they're 7-9-2, and they should be desperate as well. This is a season that for both Pittsburgh and Washington could be getting away from them when you look at the records of teams like New Jersey and the Islanders and realize that's their spots in the playoffs. Mantha, 5 goals, 5 assists, 10 points. I believe he had an assist in the last game. They could use a couple more goals there. Connor Sherry has been producing some key goals recently. 6 goals, 3 assists, 9 points for him. On the St. Louis side, they're 7-8. Thomas with 3 goals and 8 assists. Don't be surprised when he gets a couple helpers. And Tarasenko, 4 goals, 7 assists, 11 points. He's overdue for a goal or 2 as well. So we'll see how that one goes tonight. Then we get to the late starts. 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. The Anaheim Ducks, the Arizona Coyotes, and the Vegas Golden Knights. Anaheim's not playing 2 games at once. Maybe they should try that. Anyways, first of 3 meetings between the Coyotes and the Golden Knights. They'll meet again December 21st and January 22nd. Now, a 6-8-1 record for most teams wouldn't be good, but for Arizona, that's good considering their schedule. They're 5 games into a 14-game road trip. So, hydrate, make sure you're getting your rest. 6-8-1. Gunther's been good as a rookie. 3 goals, 4 assists for Gunther, and as a Canuck fan, I'm going to be following his career very closely. Keller, 6 goals, 11 assists, 17 points for Keller, and I think he just continues to show he's a star. He's getting points on a team that wasn't expected to score this year. On the Vegas side, 13-4. They've lost a couple, but it happens. Eichel, 10 goals, 10 assists, 20 points, has been remarkable. He's back. He's back to being the Jack Eichel that we knew, I'll say, 3 years ago in Buffalo. Theodore, 3 goals, 9 assists, 12 points, minute-munching defenseman. And maybe the biggest mistake Anaheim ever made was sacrificing Theodore to make sure that they didn't lose somebody else off their blue line in the expansion draft that year. 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific start for the New York Rangers in against the Seattle Kraken. The next meeting between these teams will be on February 10th in New York. February 10th is such a fantastic date. It's such a really great moment in history. Anyways, the Rangers 8-6-3 is their overall record. Kreider with 7 goals, 7 assists, 14 points. Kreider has been picking up the goal scoring recently. Kakko, 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points. We're still waiting on that big breakthrough from Kakko. He is a useful player. He's playing well. And in general, I've liked his play, but I want just that little bit more finish. 8-5-3 record for Seattle. So the records of these teams are very similar. Brandon Tanev, 4 goals, 6 assists, 10 points. Emotional leader of the team, I would put him there. And one of the better forwards they have. Speedy, good hands, 4 goals. I think he can get more. Yanni Gourde has picked it up after a slow start. 2 goals, 7 assists for 9 points for Yanni. Then we get into the 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific start between the Detroit Red Wings and the San Jose Sharks. Like I said, everything involving San Jose or Anaheim, it feels like when they're at home, it's going to go to extra time. You're at least getting your money's worth on your ticket. First of 2 meetings between the Wings and the Sharks. They'll meet again January 24th. Remember, the Wings are just bringing their home gear for this whole road trip through California, so we might be getting the Seals jerseys tonight, might we? Because both the Ducks and the Kings wore their reverse retros when Detroit came to town, so maybe. So for Detroit, they're 7-5-4 overall. Lucas Raymond with 6 goals to go with 4 assists for 10 points. He had a slow start. He's really picked it up. Seider, just the 5 assists so far. I keep waiting for Moritz Seider to get more points. This may very well be that sophomore jinx we discuss here and there. 6-9-3 is the record for San Jose. They've won 3 in a row, though. Karlsson, 10 goals, 14 assists, 24 points. Again, remarkable start for Karlsson. He is on pace for about 100 points. I don't know that he necessarily gets there, but it's been a fun ride thus far. Luke Cunnin I've been impressed with lately. He just has the 3 goals, 4 assists for 7 points. But it's not always just about the points, is it? So, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.